Welcome back, everyone. Sheepdog Smokey here. And Democrats are now changing up how they're going to talk about impeachment and setting up it should be done. We have to do it. And we know it's right, but the Republicans are blocking it. And it's the only play they have left. They have been screaming impeach, 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 Russia, Russia, Russia for 2.5 years. We had people already talking impeachment before the inauguration. And now that we have Mueller's report showing no collusion, no evidence of obstruction, we have Mueller giving his first press conference where he said Trump was not guilty, then clarifying that because he was lambasted by those who know that's stupid. And the Democrats are still going on and on and on about impeachment. And it's all they have. And they're going to try it, and they're going to fail, and they're going to cry about it. And they're going to say that the Republicans just wouldn't let us do what's right for the country. And they're going to play this next year as we need the Senate and the White House so that we can always do what's right for you. Never mind that we've seen multiple instances where the Democrats will not allow certain things on the floor in the House during the last several months, while they cry and moan and whine about the Senate being run the same way, which is the right of the majority party. McConnell knows that certain things are going to just flop, so he doesn't even dignify them with a vote. Whereas in the House, it's this might actually pass and we don't like it. And that's the way it's been for Democrats in either house when they control it for as long as I can remember. If you'll remember in 2012, Pelosi is now infamous for saying we have to pass the ACA before we can find out what's in it. You see, they were denying open debate on the bill. They were just saying, no, just call for a vote. Yet, when that's done with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Green New Deal, that's just wrong. We have to have open debate. It's a must. Why are you doing this? You're sabotaging my bill. See the hypocrisy yet? But Schiff is coming back on ABC News this week. I think we're going to do what is right for the country. And at this point, the Speaker has not reached the conclusion, and I haven't either, that it's best for the country to put us through an impeachment proceeding that we know is destined for failure in the Senate, Schiff said. There may be little additional cost to going through that process, even if unsuccessful in the Senate, Schiff said, but we're not there yet, and I think if it is a close call, close calls go against putting the country through that. Schiff is hedging his bets. Now, he's doing so correctly because why in the world would you impeach a president for not colluding and not obstructing? Why would you impeach a president that has achieved 3+% in growth in GDP, an economy with more available jobs than we have eligible workers, a president who is enforcing United States immigration law, a president who has rightly enabled the DoD to send terrorists running for their spider holes, a president standing up to a tyrant in the Pacific and basically telling him to back down and getting him to do so. You see, this lays out and perfectly shows the Democrats' true agenda. That agenda being open borders, high taxes, social programs that will bankrupt the country, bow and appease those who want us dead, and control the media. Because, of course, without the media, they can't actually get any of that. But if you look, anytime a terrorist attack happens, we don't want to rush to judgment. We don't want to rush. But anytime something happens where a white male is involved as the antagonist, well, this is just blatant evidence of Christian terrorists. Virginia Beach, they ran with the gun control aspect until it was found out that it was a black male Democrat who used a pistol. So there's no politics, there's no race, and there's no AR-15 to vilify and demonize. All of this is cut directly from Democratic propaganda machine tactics. Spin what you can, hide what you can't. Schiff has been, even since the Mueller report, there's evidence in plain sight, evidence in plain sight, evidence in plain sight. Yet he'll never, ever say what that evidence is. It honestly, to me, makes me just question why in the blue hell these people have any supporters left. And the only reason I can think of is, of course, Schiff, Waters, Pelosi, Feinstein, Swalwell, Lieu. They're all from California, where the motor voter law and granting of driver's licenses to illegal aliens means they can pull on a massive number of fraudulent votes, which their state government will never investigate, to make sure the state stays blue and they stay in power so that they can obstruct all they want. They cry about judicial nominations, for example, Merrick Garland, when, rightly, the Senate followed the so-named Biden rule, coined in 1992 when George Herbert Walker Bush was running for re-election against Bill Clinton. Biden, on the Senate floor, basically said, during a presidential election year, we don't know until the election is over who will be the president for the next 4 years. So we should not confirm or any judges during an election year like that, and the president should not even put forth nominations. Yet in 2016, when Barack Obama could not run again, and thus was not running again, he nominated Merrick Garland for the vacancy created by the suspicious death of Antonin Scalia. I really wanted McConnell, when asked on the record with cameras rolling, to say, well, the vice president should know why we are not moving forward with this. His own words from 1992 called on the U.S. Senate to not even look at nominations from a president during a presidential election year who either is not reelected or cannot be reelected. He should have basically looked into the camera of every media outlet there and said Biden himself coined this rule. And now, because it's Obama nominating, he wants the rule ignored. In 2018, midterms, not presidential election, every Democrat out there, Biden rule, Biden rule, Biden rule. President Trump should not even nominate. It's the Biden rule. He's going to be president for the next 2 years no matter what. So, do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see the insanity? Schiff is now trying to play the, well, we really need to impeach, but the Senate's being evil about it, and they won't let us, but we may still, but we may not, and if we don't, it's because of them, but if we do and it fails, it's because of them. And he's getting ready to have, next year, a campaign full of the evil Republicans would not let us impeach this president. And ultimately, I see 2020 going quite a bit more red than even 2018 was supposed to. But there's something very simple that we need to remember. We cannot just bank on that and do nothing. We have to walk the districts. We have to man phone banks. We have to make sure that the candidates who are running are quality candidates. We need to keep putting the pressure on liberal Democrats to not let them just spew BS and get away with it. Couple of examples. We have AOC, who held a closed-door meeting with community leaders very recently that 2 Army veterans, Vietnam Army veterans, walked out of. And then her spokesman blatantly lied about it and said the only person who left while the meeting was in session was someone who needed to go pick up their kids. These veterans are now firing back, calling them out for their BS, saying, no, we walked out when she started bashing America. I firmly expect someone to say that these men are now paid plants, and they were pulling a stunt to make AOC look bad, and blah, blah, blah. But we have others. Eric Swalwell has, for more than a year now, been championing the idea of ban and buy back, ban and buy back. Because, of course, it works so well to prevent criminals who don't legally obtain their guns. But when someone, earlier today, or it might have been yesterday, I don't remember the exact date, but when they asked him, how do you plan to enforce this policy? His response was a meme of Judge Judy rolling her eyes. When someone then said, did you really just respond to a policy question with an eye roll? He happily said 100%. This is a presidential candidate telling you, I'm going to take your guns away or put you in jail if I can't, but he won't tell you how. And that should be monumentally worrying for anyone. As a student of history, I can point to 1939 when a young Austrian man managed to climb the ranks of the German government. Within a very short time, he marched through Belgium into Poland, September 1st, 1939, Kristallnacht, the night of breaking glass. Germany and Austria and any other country under his iron rule was immediately disarmed. Of course, all the other programs, socialist as they were put in place. And now that everyone was disarmed, those that were deemed unworthy were rounded up, sent to camps, and killed. But all of this is irrelevant to a liberal because, well, that won't happen. We're just trying to save lives by doing something that will never work. Schiff is going to continue pushing this. He is either going to say, well, it's the evil Republicans, and we're just not going to give them the chance to shut us down if it doesn't get filed. Or, if it does and it fails, he will crow that, see, I predicted this, those evil Republicans. It's all a ploy, a move to demand you vote for them. And I really hope a lot more people between now and then wake up to the fact that Democrats do not care about anyone in this country except themselves and their money. But I've talked long enough. Let me know what you think in the comments. Just keep them civil. We do not learn from argument. We learn from debate. Also, please remember to like and share this video, as well as to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you're among the first to know of all new content as it is posted. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.